Hi guys, quick video. I was away we were away for the weekend, so I'm back today, and just been out here watering everything. There's not a massive amount to update. The tomatoes are growing really tall, so I've just tied them up out of the top bar in the greenhouse. I'm gonna have to do a bit more. Look, some of them are starting to come over even more. They've really taken off. I'm really thrilled with the pickles. We've been pickling loads of, sorry, they're not pickles, they're gherkins. We've been picking loads of them. Lots more courgette flowers this week, which is great, but still a lack of males flowers. So we've one there. Next year, what I'm going to do to reduce kind of the loss is I'm going to actually plant up 2 courgettes plants, because we do actually like courgettes. I think it's really important to actually grow things you like, which is not always what we do. Sometimes we plant things just for random reasons. So in here, I'm going to show you my 2 butternut squash. Like, this is just insane how fast they're coming along. There's another one just here. So again, there's not much has happened here. These aubergines, if they're anything like the other aubergines, there isn't going to be very much from them. So let's just wait and see, because this is all that keeps happening on my aubergines. I'd love some advice. I was talking to another gardener, and she just said that last year she had the same with aubergines, that they didn't ever actually fruit, that they just kept having flowers and then dropping off. So I checked online, and they say it can be down to pollinating and water stress, but it's neither water stress. They have 2 irrigation units around it, so it's not water stress. I just think, I don't know, it's an interesting one. But anyway, more pickles, lots of pickles coming along here, the gherkins, and my grape has really taken off. It's growing up. Now, some of the squash plant has gone in on top of that trellis, that's fine. The pumpkin plant is just, I can't even get it all in the camera. It's great fun, but I will not be planting a pumpkin plant in the greenhouse next year. I won't be planting it at all. But look, we'll see. We'll get a pumpkin or 2 out of it this year, and that would be it. Finally, there is a shoot on my ginger, and that is pretty much it, guys. There's some nice chilies here, some new. These chilies are the Apaches, and I'm finally starting to get some nice big chilies coming along. So here they are. Here they're a totally different look compared to the other ones, which are jalapenos. These are the Apaches, so they're going to be in here. Then you can see my peppers. Got more coming along. So we have. I've picked that strawberry. I'll have it for my breakfast. So there's lots more. It's been really nice and hot in here all this week, but a really nice consistent temperature, because we actually haven't had a massive amount of sun. So it's kind of been consistently 19 to 24 degrees, and actually I think the greenhouse has been a lot healthier and happier for it. The other weeks when we had the extreme kind of temperatures, even though the door was open, it just was becoming phenomenally hot in here. Definitely the broad beans have been a godsend, in the sense that they're attracting in a lot of bees, and we're getting a lot more bees coming in here, which I'm delighted about. I'm just going to pop this back up. This is not going up. I'll do that in a minute. Yeah, everything is growing up quite fast. I need to keep moving them back up onto the trellises to keep them going upwards, because obviously we're trying to do as much vertical here as humanly possible to maximize space. So just as the here and now, I suppose, in terms of what I would do differently next year, wouldn't bother with the aubergines. Very disappointed. I'd probably plant another 2 cucumbers. We've loads of gherkins and not enough cucumbers. And I would plant a second courgette, and I actually would plant the courgettes over here, where the squash is. And as you see, it's coming over, and it's not taking up too much space, but it's taking up a little bit of space. So yeah, that, as things stand, that's what I would do differently. I'm sure as we go out throughout the rest of the summer, I'll probably work out what way I would move things and have them in a different way. I'm happy enough with the tomatoes and the peppers. I think they've done quite well there. The tomatoes are probably a little high, and I probably would get a second cherry tomato and have one less of these kind of, I think they're indeterminates or something. I'm probably not pronouncing that correct. But yeah, look, everything is learning, and next year I might move things around or change things up a little bit, but it's still fabulous. I had friends over at the weekend before we went away, and they were just fascinating with just how it's like a little mini jungle in here, and it is, and I love it. So have a lovely week. I'm really curious. Actually, I'll show you outside. Let me just show you 1 second here. So the beans are, this is just huge. And then you can see in here the sweet corn is growing really tall. The onions have really come along. The leeks that I transplanted out, they're actually doing really, really well. Carrots are doing fab. I actually could do with thinning them out. There's probably a bit too many. Look at my red onions. They're growing up really, really large, so fabulous. And the potatoes I'm going to be harvesting next week, so they're almost ready to be harvested, but I'm just going to give them a little bit longer. This got blown over. This is on my rocket. It got blown over in the storm, but I'm just letting it go to seed. I'll show you the seed pods. So once they have come into seed, I'll spread the seeds back over here and then let it grow from there. So it'll be fine. The spinach is growing away fine. The birds, there was a pigeon for a while that was having her breakfast every morning, and then there are just some spring onions. But yeah, this is, I can see 2 raspberries in there if you can see it. So guys, thanks so much once again, and this is week 13. So as always, pleasure. I really appreciate everyone's likes and comments and shares. Please do subscribe, and I look forward to hearing what you're going to be growing this week.